So the other night I was watching Dirty Harry. Pretty good, low-key crime thriller from the 70s. But man, was I surprised to find out that I could relive the magic of the first one not once, but 4 more times. Sometimes the world and characters of a movie grip audiences so much it results in Hollywood making sequels to them. Again, and again, and again, and again. And so many are made for particular franchises that it results in someone making a YouTube video about it. Well, that is all culminated in you watching the top 10 longest running movie series of all time. Number 10. Star Trek. Based on the 60s TV show of the same name, Star Trek as a franchise has produced a total of 13 movies spanning the original cast, the next generation, and the reboot. The first film being Star Trek the Motion Picture, released in 1979, and the latest being Star Trek Beyond in 2016. Number 9. X-Men. Beginning in 2000, the series has seen 13 films go into theatrical release. This also includes the Deadpool movies, despite technically being spin-offs. Sorta, right? Pretty sure. The first film being X-Men, released in 2000, and the latest being The New Mutants, which was released in 2020. Number 8. The Ring. Starting in Japan, a total of 14 films have been released under the Ring name. The first film in the franchise being Ringu, released in 1995, and the latest being Sadako DX, releasing this year. This is counting both the 5 American-produced movies as well as the 9 from Japan. The 2 nations coming together to milk a brand. It's heartwarming. Number 7. The Mummy. Originating in 1932, The Mummy has seen 19 films released in the 90 years since. The first film being The Mummy from 1932, starring Boris Karloff, and the latest being The Mummy from 2017, starring Tom Cruise. Although with that film's underperformance at the box office, it's not looking like we'll see another Mummy film for quite some time, and the series will remain in its tomb. It's too bad. We all had such high hopes for the Dark Universe. Number 6. James Bond. Based on the novels by Ian Fleming, James Bond has seen a total of 25 films released under its name, and a total of 6 different actors play Bond himself in that time. The first film being Dr. No, released in 1962, and the latest being No Time to Die, released in 2021. This is also the last time Daniel Craig will be playing Bond, so this means a new star will be chosen, and the series itself will be maintained for a while longer. Number 5. Zatoichi. Running from 1962 to 2010, the Zatoichi series from Japan has a staggering 28 films in its library. Despite it being a massive phenomenon in Japan, when star Shinado Katsu passed away in 1997, only 2 more films were made, and the series has remained dormant since, with no real plans to continue the franchise. Number 4. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh yeah, you were waiting for this one, you bunch of nerds! The Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, is currently the most popular superhero series in the world because, tons of heavy competition. Starting in 2008 with the release of Iron Man, and continuing to this day with the latest film being Thor: Love and Thunder in 2022. Now, this doesn't include all the TV shows and whatnot that they're now making, which, if you were to include, would bump it up on the list, but I don't wanna. Number 3. Carry On. The British comedy series, which began in 1958, has a total of 31 movies under its belt. Nearly every movie in the franchise was made in the 20 years since its creation, with one additional film being added 14 years afterwards in 1992. The franchise has remained dormant since then, however, there are plans for a reboot in the coming future. Hopefully someday there'll be an American reboot, since those are always good. Always. Number 2. Godzilla. The monstrously long-running series originating from Japan saw its first film released in 1954. Since then, a total of 36 films have been released under the Godzilla name. This not only includes the Japanese films produced by Toho, but also the American-produced ones by Legendary, as well as the Netflix films. While Godzilla has taken long breaks in between films, it doesn't seem like they're going to stop, with Japan bringing back the kaiju in 2016 with Shin Godzilla, as well as the American-produced movies still remaining popular. And the number 1 longest-running series of all time, Otaku wa Tsurai yo... Otaku wa... It's Tough Being a Man. The film series, once again from Japan, has amassed a staggering collection of 50 films. Holy crap. Beginning in 1969 with It's Tough Being a Man, However, with the lead actor Kiyoshi Atsumi passing away in 1996, so went the future of the series. There were 2 more films made mainly to honor the actor, but any reboot doesn't seem likely. Can you imagine that? A singular idea spawning dozens of sequels over several decades. I can't imagine in 1954 them thinking, oh man, I can't wait till we get to Godzilla 27, but fate sure is something else. But I think this is a great motivator for all of us to work on our own projects, which someday could outlive us all. Or we could just all be uncreative and hitch a wagon to somebody else's idea. Like, I think we've been starved long enough for a Who Framed Roger Rabbit sequel, so I'm gonna get working on that. Damn it.